Beautiful. So we keep it natural. Brother, it's a pleasure to finally speak with you. Finally. And I mean that sincerely from the heart. I don't think you really understand when I say it's more than a pleasure. This is an honor to be in your space, to have you in this conversation with me. Um, and I would, as much as I do what I do, I would put myself as a student under your eyes, as much as I've done. And the reason why I say that, attitude and aptitude and sincerity and authenticity to the process of being is so important. And your essence, you ooze that in all of your fiber of being. So it is a pleasure and an honor to meet you, sir, the Honorable Harold Coggins. Sir Harold Coggins. How are you, sir?
I'm very well. Well, the sorbet, the sorbet, I'm usually called Sifu in Kung Fu, Shaolin Kung Fu.
Love that.
Um, I'm one of the Shaolin Kung Fu teachers, taught that for over 35 years. Yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, all of the holistic fitness and all the gym stuff over 35 years. But in Kung Fu, I'm known as Sifu.
This
Um,
is beautiful. Beautiful.
Good.
Yeah.
So this is your first overseas retreat, you said? Something like that, you said?
No, in fact, transcending matters as a whole, I've been running retreats over the last 4 to 5 years.
Oh, right. Okay, good. Splendid.
Yeah, and it's been a brilliant transition. Like each year, you can see the progress, you can see the transition. I myself, I used to be a martial arts student, Wing Chun and some other uh, branches, Shaolin as well,
Mm.
and it's all. I even done a retreat called Flight of the Phoenix. And in that retreat, I aimed to bring both the Eastern and the African philosophy together. Because
Mm.
at the heart of my practices, I would say it's more along the spiritual, conscientious side that, and where the mother of it is Qigong. Everything comes from Qigong, and it kind of, as you probably know already, filters down into different forms of arts, one
Yes.
being a martial art or a fighting form. But at the essence of it, it's a life enduring principle. I call it a duty for everybody unto themselves. It's not just for taking care of yourself, but I see it as that spiritual duty to honor both your physical and your immortal side.
Mm.
And the growth of what Transcending Matters has been doing, we've been getting into the scientific side of it, the epigenetic, the neuralistic side. I've been bringing that to the forefront of science. And um, it's been magical. I've now gone into teaching uh, an empowerment course, empowerment coaching, which is an accredited course now by LSMM University. And it's a very, very powerful course where I've intertwined everything that I've learned from ancient knowledge and my degree at psychology and all that stuff. I've kind of combined it all the knowledge,
Mm.
put it into a very powerful course. But now I'm eager to grow. I'm eager to bring it to a much more greater level. Just than just, I mean, I love the 4 or 5 retreats a year, but if we can get a community, if we can start this off like, like the thing I just go on, and
Mm.
it sparks and it becomes something that the community as a whole can hearken to. In other words, through this process, we can pass on the knowledge rather than just being isolated into just me and you and one and two other people and so forth, because this is for me as a youngster in the game per se, and I'm only 54 years young, but hey, young, and you look younger than me.
Well, I'm only 60 coming up in
Look
April.
how beautiful the man looks for 64, man. Come on,
Only
beautiful
60.
man. Come
Still
on.
young. 60 young. 60 young.
Look from this. You see me I say now? This is why I want to have to take care of. This, listen, let's talk. You see where I've got Harold on board, and right now, may I talk about my life to Harold? I want Harold to do some talking. Harold, please, because I'll chat the life out of this thing.
There
Such a
isn't,
beautiful
there
soul.
isn't, everything that I have to say is on my profile at yogallianceprofessionals.org. If you put my name, Harold Coggins, in Google, then you have yogallianceprofessionals.org, and the students tell my story. There are over 100 reviews on that page, about 120 reviews, and they're all telling their story from the, their own experiences of having various defects and how they were able to be transformed through attending my sessions.
Beautiful thing about what I love about what you do, because it's not just a physical exercise. You're a doctor. You've taken this art and you're a doctor at it. Like, okay, it's not like just do the 12 yoga's positions like sun salutations. No, you look at someone's physique or at even their mental disabilities, and you know exactly what program to put together. Yogic programs, breathing programs, chi program. So you're a doctor at life and knowing how to pass these skills on as a medicine, not just as a source of practice. Like, yeah, I know Kung Fu. And this is something that is incredible about you. And your humble testimony, where you can't even talk about the greatness of what you do. We have to go ask your students. That's exactly what a Sufi would say.
All is being said by those who pass through me. Okay, what do I do? If somebody come to me with a problem, if they have joint problems, digestive issues, whatever it is, we use the holistic arts in order to help them transform. Transformation is something that takes time. It requires consistency. And as long as you are being consistent at doing what you're doing, transformation will come over time.
It's
I
a
always
matter.
think, time is the master and practicing is the key. So
Exactly.
I work with seniors, people of all age of life. They come to me, they can hardly walk. And what I do is I get them to walk. I get them to walk fast. I work with clients from high, from low. I work with members of the House of Lords. I have a set of clients from the House of Lords. I work with other parliamentarians. I see them. I work in transforming them. So whether you're high, whether you're low, I work with you.
Beautiful.
Right. My job is to straighten people up. Some seniors, 85-year-old, would come bent up walking, and after 4 sessions, I have them walking straight. Right? If they have lots of falls and things like that, I work on them to build up strength, balance, stability, stimulate the neural pathways, so that they can have better balance and better control over their well-being. So everything is leading towards enhancing the physical, spiritual, and mental well-being. And regardless of age, I work with people. My outlook, it's I do similar stuff to what the osteopath, physios, chiropractors would do, but from a holistic angle point of view. There are people in the holistic, in the realm of a physio or an osteopath. They are taught from A to Z, and that's the
Yeah.
scope. That's as far as they can go. Outside of that, they can't perform because that's the limitation, right?
That's their remit.
Education does, right? It creates a certain limitation. It brings it to a certain peak, and then that's where you stop unless someone decides to take it and start doing researches and experiments and so on to take it to another level, it stops there. Whereas we know that with the mind, the mind has no limitations, no boundaries, no barriers, right? So we teach how to bring the physical body and connect it to the inner intellectual body in order to enhance your well-being. So we're working with the inner intelligence as opposed to just, the external intelligence of feeling and working through the five senses. We go beyond the five senses, right? In order to transform the person, right? And, I get results from it. In some cases, I may have to use pain to fix pain, right?
Yeah.
And it's work. And
Fire,
one particular
fire,
case,
fire,
that I
fire.
have is, with a woman who broke her shoulder in 2014. Her testimony, it's on my page as well too. I think under the name Ray or Tasneem, right? On Yoga Labs. So she broke her shoulder 2014, had 3 operations at Harley Street. And she was seeing the physio, 2 physios. That's twice a week for 1 year. And she would block out every time to go to see them, and she still couldn't get her arm higher than this. Couldn't go higher than that, couldn't go higher than that. During the second operation, the nerves got damaged, and so they wanted to do a 4th operation to deaden the nerve and, to try and see what would happen. At that point is when she was brought to me in 2018. So I've decided, to just a consultation. And after looking at her, I saw the pain she was in. I've decided to move her from there to there. And I said, come back tomorrow and I will have your arm up straight in the air. So she came back the following day, Saturday, and worked on her. Arms were up in the air straight, right? And within 2 sessions a week, and within her 4th session, she was lifting weights, right? All the way up with weights, right? Within just 3 months, she was healed, nerve pain, everything gone. We are now family friends.
Beautiful.
So,
Beautiful.
so,
Beautiful. And
I work outside the box.
yeah, I mean, I'm very much similar in that case. I've pushed it to sound healing. I've got Tibetan sound bowls and proper ones. I've even got the Mother Earth bowl, the one that you stand in. And I studied sonic frequencies and sound frequency and sound healing properly.
Very powerful.
Very powerful. On the Revitalize and Thrive retreat we had last year, we had a Sister Paulie. She came at the retreat, walking stick, walking about 3 miles an hour at best. She's already had a hip operation on one of the hips. And the other one, the other foot, literally dead. Within 2 sessions, she's walking.
All good stuff.
Within 2 days,
All
she's
good
walking.
stuff, yes.
She's thrown away the walking. She didn't even go back to London with the walking stick. She's now in the gym.
Good, excellent.
It comes down to London every time I do the Nexus Essentia event, which is one of the things that I really was chasing. I don't know if you've heard about the Nexus Essentia event that I do in London, but I've been looking for quality instructors to come on board to work alongside me to make the program nationwide. And
well, Mags have introduced you to me, so she has seen the work I've done. So
yeah,
I'm
Mags
happy
is
to
such a
join your
beautiful
team.
soul. Yeah. So definitely to honor that. It's a wonderful opportunity to have you on board in my presence, hearing this next level up, where I now can say, okay, I'm not on my own. There's there's things that I can even learn as I'm from a greater elder that's within our community as well, and that can also create that pathway of expansion of knowledge to others. I wrote a book last year, Way of Life, 52 chapters, 700, big beast of a book. Great book. And it was one of the first anchors that I placed down as to say, okay, because books are great in the sense of passing on that knowledge,
Yes.
passing on that knowledge. And it's landed in many places. Nexus Essentia,
Mm.
younger people are coming, which is a beautiful thing for what I'm really seeing, because the one thing that has bothered me, I'm very much into, well, I wouldn't say politics, but the functionality of things and how
Yes.
what is
Yes.
there for the layman, or the stepping stones for people to rise.
Mm.
Now, even within the context of social media,
Mm.
Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, within the categories of you promoting your stuff, they've gotten rid of the word spirituality.
Yes. Yeah. That's the kind of things that they actually do. Yes. It's what they do. They try to control the narratives of things.
They've gotten rid of you can't find it.
Mm. Yes. It seems as if there is an agenda. There is an agenda. If people can remain fast asleep, then you can control them. You can do whatever you want with them. They become like robots. They become like a dog. You take the dog for a walk and do whatever and give the dog a little bit of treat, and the dog becomes highly excited.
No sense of autonomy.
Yeah, but no thinking for one's own self.
No sense of autonomy. No understanding of self-worth,
Mm.
which makes living conditions harder for everybody.
Yes, that's right. Mm. There is an agenda.
And then it makes things like what we do look like a fad, or but really it's the most important thing.
Yes, that's right. Mm-hmm.
You missed this bit out, you wasted your life.
Mm-hmm. Yes. We're all caught up on the physical plane, and everything is based on the physical plane of what we can see and what we can touch and what we can hear. And what we fail to realize is that the things that we can see with the naked eyes and touch, they're only for a time, they're only temporary. They have no permanence whatsoever. You have a brand new car, you're excited about it, no one is allowed to touch it. Give it 12 months down the line, they're allowed to touch it because the novelty wears off, right, over time. And
Exactly.
now you want something much bigger, much different, right? You see, so that vast hole or bottomless pit is never filled, right?
Never
When you're
filled.
connected to the physical plane only. You see?
Never. You're just eager, lustful.
Mm.
In Sanskrit, the word is lobe, greed.
Yeah.
You're just caught up on that, perpetuating, and you can't even control the habit of that state. And this is why I believe this festival and things like this, to maximize it, to make the voice louder, to
Yes.
get
Yeah.
to a communal level,
Mm.
is important. That it's an important buzzword. If you don't want to call it spirituality, then call it consciousness, call it conscious management, because there's no difference between the two states.
No, there is, in fact, there is no difference between the two. They
There's
both
no
mean the same.
difference.
So sometimes we have to change the name in order to get the
Get the
program up and
attention.
running.
Yeah,
If people are afraid of spirituality, then we use consciousness.
exactly.
Performing to your highest potential, your full potential in everything that you do. In order to do so, you have to be aware of all the systems of the body, how to get past the five senses, right? How to bring the mind to a place of stillness, to a place of calm, to a place of nothingness, to a place of of entering the void, state of emptiness, in order to achieve this. So, you go through the back, and then when there is enough doing it, then it's difficult to fight against a large body of people, right? You
That
get to
is
have your way there. You see, it's all
exactly,
spirituality.
exactly, exactly. And this is one of the things that I mean, a lot of people has asked me, "Wow, Brother Tarun, you're putting on a journey to wellness festival. Does the two words go together?"
Hmm.
It should do.
Yes. Of course, it's a good name. I
It's
saw the name and I thought, okay, interesting. I haven't
it's
thought about this
supposed
before.
to.
A wellness festival. It is a festival. It's a celebration, of one's soul, oneself, working on.
Interconnectedness.
Yes.
How it actually works in real life. How do you actually play it out in not just in your sanctuary, in your temple,
Hmm.
with your beads on your mat, and then you leave that and you go into the world and you be something else. No,
Hmm.
no, whatever it is that you achieve on the mat is to help you engineer your mind state. Take that
Yes.
to the world. Make that work for you in the world.
Hmm.
Use that as your voice of truth in the world.
Hmm.
Don't isolate it. You understand? And
Yes. Oh, yes.
learn to come from a place of interconnectedness, just like the trees. Every single tree, regardless of their type, underneath the roots are connected. They're
Oh,
talking to
yes.
each
They
other.
talk to each other. They share nutrients, the whole lot.
The whole lot. It's just on the outer shell, they look different. Oh, that's a pear
Yes.
tree. That's a banana tree. But underneath, they don't
Hmm.
care about that.
No. Hmm.
You understand? So this outside of the brackets, whether we call it spirituality or consciousness, the next level down is the walls on religious concepts.
Hmm.
I'm a Christian, now I'm a Muslim, now I'm a Hindu, now I'm a this, now. You're none of them.
No.
You're none
Religion
of
was
them.
made for
And
man. Man was not made for religion. It was made for man.
exactly. So, and in a festival setting where we can share this type of knowledge and this type of ideology of connectedness at a communal level,
Hmm.
what we can share, what we can pass on, what we can gain, what people can leave away, being light bulbs of
Hmm.
new insights that they can share, that they can pass on. I think I don't know, I mean, just even in this conversation, I know people's going to be listening to this conversation and learning things.
Hmm.
And to do that for a week in your presence alone, just to say, okay, I'm gonna see this man and I'm gonna learn something about myself and
Hmm.
take it on regardless of no, me a 7 Day Adventist, man. I know about them church, them yoga thing that now it's people, we have to come off and leave all of that behind and look at
Hmm.
this as a surgical process.
Hmm.
A
Hmm.
surgical the man is a doctor. You understand?
Well, I have
We,
people that attend my classes. I have Muslim women in my classes. I have Jews. I have Muslims. I have Hindus. I have Christians. I have
this is
atheists.
beautiful, man.
They all attend my classes
Yeah,
because of how I approach it.
exactly.
One, because of how it's being presented. It must be accessible for all. And
My
sometimes
saying is above
changing a
cultural
little bit,
reference.
from time to time, changing things around a little bit is
Mhm.
important, to reach everybody. You see?
Exactly.
So I approach it from a totally different angle. How could this body was given to me. And this body is full of intelligence. It has millenniums of data stored within this body here, memory being stored, right? Now, how do I connect my mind
To this
to,
untapped
to my,
river of
my to this body's inner intellectual system in order to restore or enhance both mind and body. How could I get my mind and my body to flow in harmony together? How could I enhance the union of mind and body, and then the mind and the soul, and then all three together in order to have a
Beautiful.
peaceful and harmonious life with, with the entire planet and all there is within, right? How do I bring the mind to this body? This body is a miniature universe of the universe that we are all in. We all
Exactly.
need to understand the universe outside when we don't even understand ourselves.
Something I've been trying to plant the seed of that, understanding this dimension of soul.
Mm.
We are greater than 10 million suns. We are greater than the universe itself. What we have to do to project ourselves into the universe.
Mm.
This is a place for us to recognize what we are not.
Yes, that's right.
And the minute we tap into this river of information, like you say, and learn how to harmonize both the mortal and the immortal side, both our astral and our metaphysical counterpart, then we now live. Outside of that, we're not actually living. We're not actually living. And this is the hard thing for people to actually work out, and the dynamics of the message that what we're saying, because it's not just a patch up, like you'd go to the doctors and the doctors might say, okay, you're overweight, you might need to go and walk it off or join a gym. No, this is something real deeper than that. And to see you as a living example and having you in the presence of the Journey to Wellness Festival, you're going to bring so much light to it. I mean, let's talk about the festival now. And
excellent. Good. So how many people you are expecting?
I'm leaving it to I've planned for 200. That's just my dream.
Good. Okay, good.
That's my dream. I've got a target. That's my vision. I've planned for 200. And the way how I've planned it in my head is that they'll be broken down into subclasses. It's not like all 200 will be turning up.
Yes.
Yeah. So 200 people will be broken up into 8 classes. And within those 8 classes, they will move around.
A timetable of classes being run.
Yeah.
So they choose what they want to do when they want to do.
Exactly. Right. So everybody gets a whole holistic taste of everything. And in that sense, the model still works. It's still scalable in terms of if it's 100, if it's 1,000, it doesn't matter. It's still scalable. It's still scalable. So I've done it that way in mind. So with the circadian rhythm kind of concept in mind. So the program will be secretly engaging people and their physiological self in alignment with the sun and alignment. So that alignment is already a healing process.
Yes.
That you're actually activating the body a certain way at a certain time of day, activating the mind a certain way at a certain time of day. So the lectures are planned, everything out. So everyone will be going through a whole roster of movements that will bring psychological engagement, contemplation, which is the biggest powerful healing tool when you sit down and think about yourself and say, yeah, you know. And then that circle will now create a discipline, something to look forward to the next class, and enthusiasm. Like secretly planting some seeds that you weren't even contemplating, but these things are the psychological results of going through this pattern. And in my position of vision, having you there in the meditation section in the morning, along with me, we could alternate it.
No worries.
Yeah, or you can do it any which one, any which one.
I like
But
the
I know
flow.
that
I like the flow with the universe.
flow with the universe.
It is always good. It is always good to plan. It's always good to plan things, but no matter how much I plan,
You have to leave room for
it never
interpretation.
ever goes the way how I plan it. Because
Exactly.
when I turn up, every class is different. It's based on the energy that flows at that point of time. And I plan a session, but these are the poses I'm going to use. And then I may only use out of 15 of them, just one of them, because the energy goes completely a different way. And I just submit to the universal creative wisdom and allow and surrender to the divine teacher within, and I let everything flow, and divinity takes place. There's divine guidance, inspiration, right, and intervention. And I allow those three to flow. And
Live
things
by
flow the way
grace.
how they're supposed to flow.
Exactly.
So once I'm there, yes, 3, 4 classes a day, 5, no problem.
Yeah, so I'd love to have you in the morning section and then in the afternoon zone activities section.
No worries whatsoever.
The
Perfect.
world is your oyster. Like, you know, again, having that ability to sense what is needed at the time. You do Pilates, you do yoga, you do
Well, I teach
Qigong, you do
everything.
free flow.
General fitness,
Exactly.
name it. I've managed in gyms before, so I've done all the programs.
So similarly, just yeah, you know, if you do man, yeah, done. That's the saying. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's going to be so electrifying having yourself there. It's going to be a great quality event, and I wish people
So
listen to that.
how many practitioners, teachers?
So
What do you have?
outside of, I've got uh, Afro House aerobics. I've got
That's
step
perfect.
aerobics.
Wonderful.
I've got dancehall fitness.
Good.
I've got boxing fitness. I've got the
Good.
Fit and Funky crew coming on board. Lloyd and Naomi.
Right.
Yeah, and they do a wealth of activities,
Okay. Right.
and me and you.
Okay. Perfect.
So it's tight and right. There's no overbleed. Everybody's kind of compartmentalized, and we're our position now in overlooking and overseeing the esoteric stuff.
Yeah.
That would be our department. And
Okay. Perfect.
I'm looking forward to that. So I will have a master above me, and I mean that in all sincerity. It's going to be a powerful occasion. And would you like to add anything else to it in terms of?
No, there's okay. What are we looking at? So we're looking at what the first of it's 6 days, right?
Yeah.
6 days, 6 nights. So it's
So it's the
the first of May
first
to
of
the
May, check in
6th of May,
on,
right?
yeah, so 1st of May, check in 4 o'clock, but then the program kicks off on the 2nd.
Okay, the program kicks off on the 2nd, right? Okay.
Yeah. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Right. So there's a lot of time there for transformation. Yes. Enough time to try, to help those, for those who want to transform, they have enough time if they surrender
Come
and
on, man.
let
Come
go
on.
of the old
Big
self.
man.
Yeah.
Please, God, me tired of talking up. Please tell them. Please tell them, man.
It's all about letting go, isn't it? It's all about letting go. Right? If you don't let go, you can't grow. Right? It's letting go, you see. So it's all about letting go. Huh? You know, I often say, to people when they come to me, I normally say, look, comfort zone, it's a beautiful place to be, but it's a barren piece of land where nothing grows, right? In your comfort zone, it's wonderful, right? You're very satisfied, you're in control, but nothing ever grows, and you can never achieve your potential if you are within your comfort zone. You have to become uncomfortable and get used to being get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
That way you will actually grow.
Right? That's when you grow.
Yeah,
that's when you grow.
Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Right.
I get uncomfortable being comfortable. That's how this thing reached festival level. And everybody's like, I mean, I'm bricking it as well. It's like, oh my gosh, Tarun. But this is growth. This is where you have to get uncomfortable.
Yes, you have
where you have to make a mess, break the old mold, step into a new mold.
That's right.
Yeah, and it will look messy. It will look Don't listen to other people. It's your program. It's your life. It's your growth. And this is the problem with other people, why they don't step onto the path of growth, is because they're too watchy about what other people are doing and listening and thinking about what they're doing. And this is why I think it's important to bring it to a communal level where this is the power of community. And what you're saying on an epigenetic level, people witness powerful transformations.
Yes.
And it allows neurological programming for them to realize it can happen to them too. So this is the power of the group. And the charge becomes even more electrifying, and they become even more of a nucleus energy that can now go and empower their community.
Yes.
Their home, their life, their family, their children. You understand? So it's a powerful thing that you're doing, brother. I absolutely love what you're doing. And like I said, it's an honor to be in your space and looking forward to the Journey to Wellness Festival taking place. I'm coming to London before that, and I will be coming to see you and spend some personal time.
Okay, good, perfect.
Definitely.
So where are you based right now?
I'm in Portugal. Beautiful.
Oh, you live in Portugal?
I live in Portugal.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. I made the move just before Brexit.
Oh, right, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this life to me before Brexit was my own personal life. I was in the music business at a high level, making good money and doing good work and so forth. COVID switched everything. I had enough to say, yeah, I can move to Portugal. I'm not staying in the UK under this regime. And I knew what it meant long term. So coming over to Portugal was a very strategic move, especially for paperwork and being able to travel in and out. So I've got my paperwork sorted and all of that stuff. So that was that. And then I crossed the bridge. I burnt the bridge. Didn't have to go back. But my heart started bleeding for people that were still in the fire.
Right, okay, yes.
And that's what made me say, all right. And as the music business was kind of simmering as an overall thing, one of the things that kept me through the business was this little secret lifestyle of mine. When I used to travel to produce around the world, I used to turn my hotel room into a temple.
Okay.
And I'd have all my books, my beads, everything, took mat. So I'll go studio, do the production work, blum, 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 straight back to the temple. I was like a hermit. I weren't going out and partying and this. I went to one party. I give a joke about this party. You know, they me said, "Me not go back at them party." No, so I stay right in my thing, and that's how I
Mm.
managed to maintain myself at a high level. And when I ended up in Portugal and I saw the fire burning for my people, I was like, "Hold on, I know something that I could share with them. I can help. Let me help." And that's how Transcending Matters started. And then what was my personal life, I just laid it, shared it in pranayama, yoga, all the 8 steps, so forth. I'm a
Right, right,
Bhakti
indeed.
yoga
Mm.
um, initiate from Radha Kund as well. My guru is Sri Anantadas Babaji Maharaj.
Okay,
Yeah, so I'm a full Vaishnav devotee at the top end. Um,
okay, good, good.
with Siddha Pranali initiation. So that's astral projection initiation and all of that stuff. So I've gone in proper deep. So when I've come back to share now, starting from the basics, let's start with the
Mm.
breath. Let's start with the
Mm.
breath. Empowerment from the breath onto the mind. Now let's go to the body. Now
Mhm.
let's talk about the soul. So I've been slowly taking off the layers. So, because sometimes you can't feed a man too much when he's drowning. You have to give him what they need in that moment.
That's correct. That's that. Yep, that's right. Mhm.
You understand? And as they grow, you nurture them with more of the substance. All right, stop, drink, and eat. File is Ross. No, take some big food. So
Mm, mm, mm.
slowly, I've been nurturing that process of understanding and
Yes.
uh, you know, that ideology of holistic, the wholesomeness, the whole picture, the importance of looking at the whole picture, not
Mm,
just an aspect where it shows, because whatever's going on in the external world, we're getting philosophical here.
mm,
Whatever's going on in the external world, you have to realize you're a magnet to it
mm,
in many ways that you're unconsciously aware of.
mm.
And this is now playing out in your psychology, your physiology, and the rest of it.
That's
And
right.
the key to moving from feeling like life is happening to you
Mm,
to life is happening through you, for you, as you, these are the transitions
mm.
of openness of mind that one has to grow to in their learning. So, for instance, one might start off as, I'm not going to say Christian this time because they'll just start stoning me. I'm going to say Buddhist. One might start off as a Buddhist
Mm,
and go out into the world and learn little other bits and pieces which are more enriching in concept wise in what you can, in outside of the wholeness of what Buddhism teaches. Now, it doesn't negate what you've learned as a Buddhist as irrelevant. No, it's still relevant because when you look at the esoteric picture of the world,
mm.
worldly esoteric knowledge, it all combines into one truth. So it's how do you learn to put down the labels and look
Mm,
at self and how you apply as a whole,
mhm.
intrinsically first, authentically with your process of thinking.
That's right.
Because if that's off, everything else is going to go off.
Mhm. Mm.
So we have to establish, but okay, you have to fix the body, you have to fix the mind, but you're neither of these two things.
Mhm.
You're neither of these two things.
Mm.
You're something higher than the body and the mind, and you got to
Oh,
take,
yes, of course.
you understand? Yeah, ultimately, this is you stabilizing the body and the mind is for this thing to operate at its highest.
Mhm. Mhm.
Have some perspective of what this immortal being is.
Mhm.
Don't just leave it willy-nilly, like some guessing game, because it's gonna cost you.
Mhm.
Nurture it because that's the real you. That's your best friend right there.
Mhm.
Yeah. So these things that we're going to be sharing and implementing for people to take away as a whole, I can't wait.
Mhm.
I think it's going to be magical. It's going to be powerful.
Mhm.
It's going to be powerful. Absolutely. And before we talk here, I make brother, it's been
Definitely. I'm really looking forward to. I'm looking forward to joining you definitely in May. Um, it will be a good experience. Um, being there, it'll be nice to connect with you, connect with your team, and we can take it from strength to strength. Because it's something that I've wanted to do. I've had visions over the last prior to lockdown. Um, of a huge like a temple, like shrine with hundreds of people, and there were a lot of seniors, and I keep seeing it, lots of seniors, and with various defects, right, and things like that, and I've literally seen that several times, right,
oh wow.
and over
You
the
gotta
years,
do
and
this.
I've been waiting, waiting, working with
Yeah.
those, working within my capacity,
Let's do
while
that thing.
waiting
Let's
on
do
the
what trees
universe.
do. Yeah, let's do what trees do. Let's connect.
All I do is I simply just ask the universe for whatever I want. I don't ask people. I don't ask flesh and blood. I ask the universe for everything that I need, right? And it just happens. That's all I do. I just say to the universe, look, I am not doing this for my own good. What am I really profiting from this which I'm actually doing? Right? Can I hold on to what's being given to me for the service I'm actually providing? And if I can hold on to it, is it not temporary? How long am I going to hold on to it for? Right? You see? So I talk to the creator, I talk to the universe, and I said everything that I do it for the sake of humanity. Right? I do it, to help, right, improve the well-being of all humanity, not some, but all, right?
Beautiful.
You know, because the sun shines on the righteous, on the bad, the good, the ugly. Right? The sun shines on everybody. The rain falls on everybody. Right? The sun act in its nature. The rain act in its nature, and its nature is to fall. Right? The sun's nature is to shine. Regardless of who we are, we stand in the sun, we're going to get burnt. Right? And so we must learn to flow within our natures, right? For the good
Makes
and
sense,
well-being of
right?
all humanity, not just some, but all humanity. It has to be universal. It can't just be like how it's being done with competition. One country is competing against another. Every country wants to be better than the other. In order to be better than somebody else, it means that person has to be under your feet. You have to trample upon them, right?
Exactly.
And
That's
so
good.
that education, which has been taught from time, is the wrong way. I think the first education that every child should actually receive is the education of understanding that that child belongs to the universe as a whole and not to the country to which he or she was born, right? I am a child of the universe. I belong to the universe.
Universe loves me.
I'm a citizen of the entire universe. Right? However, I was born in this land, right? And according to the laws of the land, there are certain obligations, certain responsibilities, but first and foremost, I am a citizen of the entire universe. With that education and mindset, right, it will improve the world. right? Everything will start to change.
Everything.
Everything changes with that mindset. So all I do is I ask the universe, what do I need? And what do I need? All I need is divine guidance, inspiration, divine intervention, divine knowledge, so that I can use that to help the weak, to empower those who need empowerment. You see? And so when people come to me now, that mindset is already there. I have a very, very simple mantra that I use, and you know, now I also get my students to recite it. And it's very simple. In the first place, from the mind cometh forgiveness. If I can't forgive, I can't grow, I can't move on, I can't achieve my full potential. I'll be stagnant, I cannot be happy, right? And happiness, by the way, is just an emotion that is based on certain conditions flowing a certain way. You take away them, and then you're sad, right? So from the heart cometh forgiveness, mercy, tolerance, patience, endurance, understanding, love, joy, peace, compassion, kindness, collaboration, unity, and charity. All of these come from the heart, right? And I get them to further acknowledge the fact that how to unblock the pathways, right? And one way is that I would make them recite, I unblock the pathway to love. I unblock the pathway to joy. I unblock the pathway to peace. I unblock the pathway to compassion. I unblock the pathway to kindness. Why? Because I am love. I am joy. I am peace. I am compassion. I am kindness. And I carry these with me everywhere I go to contaminate my surroundings for the good and well-being of all humanity. Right?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Now, when you recite that on a daily basis, right, you wake up and you go on the street. How could someone upset you if you've already unblocked the pathway to love and if you're saying that you are love?
Beautiful. You've got to come to the next Nexus Essentia.
How can someone interfere with you? If you are love, if you are joy, if you are peace, if you are compassion, if you are kindness, right? Someone could only break through those if you allow them to, right? And by saying it on a daily basis, yeah, you are, what are we doing? We are planting a seed within, because in every human being, I call it there is a formless universe in every human being, right? Which I call the ether world. It's a formless universe. And if you want to change something, you create the thought waves and you plant them within yourself. Because creation is done twice. It starts from the inside.
Absolutely. Then it expresses itself.
Then you have the physical manifestation.
Exactly.
So if I plant that seed within myself, and I believe it,
jumping like, let me just
manifest on the outside, and then what you see is the results of it, right? See?
You're saying it all. This is what I'm saying. It's so universal. It's above cultural reference. There's a truth to it all. You know, you're saying plant the seeds. Like I teach what you're saying, do it with the beads. Like sit down, be still, hold your mind steady, plant the seed. Do the first 15 minutes in the morning is the most important. Because what you plant there is what's going to carry you through the day. If you leave the window open for weeds to grow, they will. You won't be able to stop them. They will. That's nature. That's when you have no umbrella up. You've got no sunblock. You've got no umbrella to stop the rain. For you to tap into your Satchitananda, your truth, your bliss, it's not something that you have to find, because this is what you are.
Yes,
it's like all you have to do is dust off the mirror, or oh, that's what you are. You have to allow yourself to be of that state and recognize that state, enjoy that state, enriching yourself in that state, and then go to the world and then engage.
Yes.
then live.
Mhm.
Without that, it's like going to a petrol station, not using the pump and driving out again, and then living on empty. Because the most important thing that charges the battery, the nucleus of energy, all the way to the solar plexus, you've not done that work.
Mm.
Now you're going to be lethargic in all manners.
Mhm. Mm.
The synchronicity of knowledge is profound. And the way how
Mhm.
you simply lay it out so people can understand it from a basic level is so
It has to be simple. It has to be, the old saying goes that sometimes I'm actually teaching and people, having trouble, understanding. And I'm saying, but why? Why are you having difficulty understanding it? Because even on board, there is such clarity and it's so clear and concise that even an unborn child, could understand it. And
exactly.
talking about that, a mother brought her 6-year-old daughter, to my class on when was it? Sunday gone,
Mhm.
because it was half term. And so they were all there, and before the class, they all have the mats down and so on. And I was standing, and then I squat down, and the girl decided to squat down where she was on her mat. So I've decided to do like 15 different postures. And I'm looking at her, and I went into them one after the other, and she followed me with all 15, one after the other, doing everything that I'm doing. Now, the students were all sitting and they could see her from the mirror. They're all looking at her. And she's following me one step by step, one after the other. And then I said to them, well, if you all have any problems understanding the instructions when they are being given, something is wrong, because this child is following me in silence without me even speaking. I'm doing everything that I'm actually doing. And if when I start to do it and I explain it to you as well on top of that, and you're still not getting it, I say, well, it shows how contaminated we become as human beings. Yeah? We need to return back to our first state and become a child again. Right? Have the innocence of a child, unblock all the channels within your body, open up,
Exactly.
right?
And
So
it
that
doesn't
everything can
mean
flow.
childish. Literally, it means open up,
Yeah, open up, let go, right?
let go, flow,
Let it go.
flow.
It's one of the hardest things to do because of the various schools of thoughts, right?
Mhm.
And because of the various conditioning that people have passed through. A child is born, and that child collects a lot of baggages on the way. You have the influence of the parents, and the parents passing on what they may have received and think it's the truth. So you have the influence of the parents collecting baggages from parents, auntie, uncle, neighbor, nursery, primary school, secondary school, college, university, collecting baggages all the way through.
All the way through.
And then they hold on to that, and that person's present, the present for that person, the future for that person is based on all of that.
Yeah,
I see that all as contamination,
always.
because the real person is hidden beneath all of these baggages being collected.
Yeah, and they are there. They
Yeah,
just,
they're
yeah,
there, right? Every human being is a son, SUN. And because you need to have two of them in order to be able to pass judgment, right? You can't compare the sun with anything else, because there is only one sun, right? There's only one moon. So you can't say, well, this is how the sun behaves, and so, and you need to behave in that way, because there's only one sun. Every human being is unique, right? Unique in their own way, and every
Mhm.
human being is different, right? Wired in a completely different way. Huh?
Crazy.
But it's getting people to, to come to that place of understanding, right? And when we come to that place of understanding, that place of light, right? Then we realize that, everything we are doing, building up a lot of anxiety and stress and everything, trying to make a living and killing yourself out to make a living and, 9 to 5 job, working endlessly, tired, no time for yourself, no time to live. And then you retire. And once you retire, you're so mashed up that all you actually have is just 5, 10 years before you pass
The
away.
curtains go. Curtains
And we
close.
call that life, right?
It's
And
not
that is the
life
life
at
of the
all.
system.
It's not life at all.
That's how the system has conditioned everybody so that we become a service so that the system could run in a certain way, to keep the economy running, flowing in a certain way. So that
And there's
conditioned
there's
process.
many economies. There's many,
Yes.
it's not just financial economy.
No, there are many. There are many.
There's many economies. Like the
Yeah.
financial one, these billionaires, what they're up to now, they want to create a system where they put everybody on welfare.
Yes. Yes. I'm aware of that as well. Some power. That's a lot
They
of power.
put everybody on welfare.
Mm. Yeah. Then you have the one to do with managing illnesses, not curing it, just manage it. Right? And that's where the pharmaceutical
As per
companies
usual.
come in.
Yeah,
Let's manage the condition rather than curing it.
exactly.
So there are many systems, and they're all designed for manipulation and control, to keep people in a certain place.
Yeah, in their own prisons.
Yes, that's right. Yes. And
And they
everybody has
gain,
the key.
yeah,
Every human being who is in a prison has a key to that prison, but they don't know that they have the key. And they're waiting for someone to come to open that door to let them out. But they have the key, but they're so deeply asleep, right? To the point where they can hardly move, they can hardly breathe. They don't know that they have the key, yeah, to let themselves out. And that's why you have the helpers, right? Those who have seen the light, to come and shine a little bit of light, just a tiny bit, not too much, not overwhelming, just a tiny bit of light in that person's darkness, which is like, someone being in the desert, there's no water, and all a person needs is just to wet their lips with a bit of water, and they can feel hope instantly, life.
yeah,
And that's
literally.
all they need, a little bit of light, tiny bit in their darkness, to give them hope, to empower them
Exactly.
to get
Exactly.
up and to move forward.
Exactly. A little spark of
That's
inspiration.
all that's needed.
Little
Yes, a little
spark
spark of hope, spark of inspiration, and it changes everything.
changes everything.
Mm.
So
I
this
see it
is
all the
what,
time.
yeah, this is it.
I see it all the time, all the time. In
Literally.
fact, I've just when you called, I just come in from the park. I normally see a gentleman. He's 76.
Okay.
And had a hump in his back, the way we would walk, with a big hump in his back and bent up and tall. And I've been working with him prior to lockdown. And during lockdown, he ended up with frozen shoulder and torn ligaments and everything, and the medication side effects and everything. So I see him once a week in the park, and I work on him with Tai Chi Qigong, and then I start to work on strength and everything. And today was the first day after working with him over the last 2 weeks. I was able to get him to do something that was impossible to him. The whole 2 5Ks, lie on his back on the bench and push them up.
Wow.
Whereas before, pushing, he couldn't, arms wouldn't even
That
go
was
higher
out of
than
his,
his man down.
yeah, it was
Now
out of
it's
his
going
remit
up. Yeah.
before.
And that's why,
Transformation.
yeah,
Powerful.
I love it working on the mind. Everything starts with the mind.
Powerful, 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 powerful.
Even the bulge that he had in his back, the big hump in his back. He said to me, his wife said to him last week, most of it seems to have vanished.
Oh wow. So he's got proper full posture now.
Oh yeah, yes.
Beautiful.
So when he reached that age,
Beautiful.
the doctor would say, look, there's no hope, there's nothing they can
Yeah,
do
you
about
can't
it,
listen to them.
right?
Yeah.
That's just your body over time and it cannot change back. Right?
Lie them I tell.
But a little hope,
Lie them I tell. There's a deeper
I know.
intelligence.
The body's very intelligent.
Yeah.
The body is very, very
Self-intelligence.
intelligent.
Yeah. When you talk about self-intelligence, the
Mhm.
intelligence of the heart, people take it as a wishy-washy thing. No, forget all of that. If you look at it as a scientific level, and
Yeah.
understanding that the seat of consciousness is the heart.
Mm.
Don't look at it as a wet thing, but look at it as a operational thing and understand what that power can do to any organ in the body.
Oh, yes, yes. Mm. Yes.
Once channeled, once focused, once disciplined, once
Mm.
when you say beyond faith, that conviction that you know that it's going to happen. You don't ask you don't ask flesh and blood, you ask the universe.
Yes. Mm. Mhm. It's
You and
funny.
the universe became one for you
Mm.
to be here now.
Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. I say to people, no matter what happens, who tries to do what has to happen is going to happen. Yeah. Time, because time is the master. Everything is changing.
Everything,
Every moment of the day
everything,
is changing. Right?
everything is changing.
Yes.
Everything is changing swiftly.
Oh, yes. I
Yeah.
can see it.
And the speed of change is rapid. We
It
got
is rapid.
rapid,
It's
rapid,
rapid. I
rapid.
was watching. I was watching something. Just a brief moment. I was watching on Netflix. It wasn't for long about inclusivity with black models and so on. And it was amazing, to see, the change, because some years back, you wouldn't be seeing anything like that.
Nothing.
But everything is changing and it's changing to some it looks really, really slow, but it's happening. It's faster than it appears to the eyes.
But those that seem slow, they're really asleep. Seriously. And this
Yeah.
is the problem. Those that are seeing it slow, they've they've got a mental thing. Some of them think that they're at the front of the line.
Mm.
Don't realize how backwards you are,
Yeah.
how fast you're falling,
Mm.
and losing faith, losing hope, losing vision, losing structure, losing purpose. And this one, bringing it back to the festival, outside of, let's put down the word festival,
Mm.
what you can gain in that short space of time for
Mm.
transformation can put you on the path of having a festive life from here on in. How about
Oh
that?
yeah.
How about that?
Mm.
How about that?
Mm.
And that's a truth. That's a truth. So it's gonna be powerful. It's gonna be resonating with all mindsets, above cultural reference, above gender reference.
Mm.
This is something that you really don't miss out on this one. Don't miss out on this one. Make sure on a fine on a ticket, come quick, come sit down with the master. See this seafood master there. You've heard, and this is just a snippet, and you can hear we can go on for hours, we can go on for days. This is just
Mm.
the crack of the iceberg. When we talk about bringing it practical and passing on
Yeah.
that knowledge, this is where you're going to get the benefit, being in his presence, being in the presence of the whole,
Mm.
and energetically getting that spark so transformation can happen on many levels.
Mm.
So leaving it right there because we are going to drown them but me and you are going to continue this
We'll
conversation.
continue. We'll continue definitely.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, let's just wrap up the interview for the people then, and then we will continue the conversation. So people, beautiful souls, beautiful soul family, you've heard it from the man himself, Mr. Sir Dr. Harold Coggins. Check out his website, check out the information.
You know, the sir would be my late cousin, the Honorable Lord Herman Osley, who passed away last year. He's the one who he was the founder of Kick It Out in Football, Fighting Racism in Football. He was the founder of that. He was the racial equality officer. He's managed several councils, including Lambeth, Croydon, and Newham. So he's the sir. I've just learned a little bit of his.
You've learned a lot, man. You've learned a
good
lot.
manners,
You've learned
how
what
to
matters.
serve.
You've
And I do that in my
learned what
own way.
matters. You've learned what matters, and you're
What
alive
matters, yes.
to this. You understand
How
that?
to take care of people. All I do is
knowledge,
take care of people.
knowledge is unlimited. Never ending. The labels are unlimited.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Never ending. But the lifestyle tells the truth. The lifestyle tells the truth, and this is why it speaks for itself. And this is why I have to honor you on every level, because you are a walking testimony of, you know, it's not a charlatan thing you're on. It's not just like you just read it in a book or something. It's your life path. It's you're sincere about this from the ground up. And the authenticity of application allows people to be healed. Sometimes we don't recognize the greatness of the work that we do. And sometimes we find it difficult to take the honor. You understand? And this is a part of our humbleness. But sir, you are deserving of more accolade than the president. And I say that with true open-hearted, and I'm going to say it like modern day man. If there is a God, God would have him, you pan for inside. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what counts most. That's what counts most.
I am only a humble servant. That's all I am. A humble servant of the universe, of the Creator, who is here to serve. That's all that is my journey.
And that's what makes
me valuable. Compassion for all humanity, right? So being part of the well-being event which you have coming up, if there's anyone there with defects, joint problems, and pain, I will be in my element.
Beautiful.
Because all I will do is just surrender to the universe and let the universe, if you want to say God, let the divine take control and help those. I don't like to see pain, so if anyone is in pain, then I would look forward, to their wonderful testimonies at the end of the retreat itself. Yeah. What I ask is that all those who benefit from my service to do a little review. That's all I need, a little review on my page, so that we can, share, testify. Don't keep it to yourself. I always believe in sharing it.
Yes.
Share it because you are bringing hope to somebody.
Exactly.
Somebody would have a similar situation to yours, in pain, in agony. And they might be holding on to it for many, many years. And by just sharing it, right, it could make a world of difference to their lives because you are bringing hope to them. So all I'm asking for is some testimonials, genuine ones, right? If they benefit from my service of being there in May, then just do a little testimony on the web page, and I'll be grateful because somebody will see that and then do something about their situation.
Mhm. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
So,
Office phones going off and also going crack. That's my next meeting kicking
so we
off.
will catch up again, definitely.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Before the
I've got
time.
Sister Letitia dealing with it, but now I rush her off. So, but yeah, it's a wealth of knowledge that you've got to share. Not even just on a knowledge level, on an applicable level. Like there's so much to gain from being in the presence of. I've learned just by listening, uh, powerful things. And again, it starts with thought. It starts with provocation of thought, where you now contemplate your process and are you willing to change that process?
Mm.
Come to the festival. We'll help you empower that process.
Yes,
That when
definitely.
you leave that festival, you'll be on the pathway of having a festive life, a life of festive because you're doing it right. You're doing it for you.
Yes.
You're tapping into your true self and true interconnectedness. Now your roots can go and connect in a true, healthy way rather than you being manipulated. We want to help you to become influential and powerful in your own right on all levels. So, people, whoever's watching this, thank you for spending your time to watch this. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the festival amongst the greats likes of Harold Coggins. Check out his information on his website. If you want to see him pre the festival, please don't let the festival just hold you to Rocket Alva and get to the festival. We're here to help and aid. So check him out and grow. Let's make this thing happen on a real communal level. And you can see at the heart of it, we want you to get something that's going to empower you, not just come out to a festival where you get drunk and this and that and you what. No, this is something that we really want to do in the form of empowering you so you can be a magnet to your greatness and stay on that path of greatness so you can meet your future self in your fullest potential. So, Harold, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure
for
indeed.
your
And I'm
insight.
looking forward to being of service to everyone.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm going to say thank you all again. Stay blessed, stay beautiful, and stay on the best side of being you.
Excellent.